that's one of the tracks y'all got to make sure to check out. I think one of the things I'm gonna do too is once you got the project officially released, any of the songs we done talked about specifically, I'll probably try to like clip this up and put a link to that song in like the comments and the clips or something like that. But just specifically as we start talking about certain songs, I want to make sure to give people an avenue to listen to those songs. But then I want to get back to what you was just saying too about your flow, like as we get into sort of like the groove of like talking about just the artist, the art of hip hop. They have this thing where I can't remember where I heard this exact quote from or this concept from, but with different forms of art, sometimes it's real important to learn what the rules of the art are, so that way you can know how to break the rules of the art, you know. I think I was watching like a lot of filmmaking and they was talking about this, like one of the things that like great filmmakers do is they learn what the rules of filmmaking is, and then once they understand the rules of filmmaking, then they break those rules, and that sort of like puts them in a different level or a different sort of class of artistry, where like there are certain artists who they learn what the rules of the art is, they learn how writing work, or they learn the 16, or they learn whatever all the rules of the art that they're doing, and they just stick to that. You know, they don't never do nothing different than that. It's 16 bar verse, the flow is every 4 bars, then the punchline come at the 4th bar, then they got the 8-bar hook, the hook the same thing, you know, and like they don't never go away from that. And there is something, you know, that's to be said about that too, you know, but it's something that's, you know, very special about like an artist who learned that, and then they give you a 20-bar verse, or they give you a 10-bar verse, and then a 8-bar hook, or you know, they don't give you no hook at all. It's just 20 bars, then the song over with, you know, like. And I think to me, like one of the things again that stuck out about you and Rockhead and sort of some of the artists from like in the area that was from like the generation after mine is that like the rules didn't matter, you know, like how you supposed to do it typically didn't matter, you know, like y'all found even when I think about like the, you know, the delivery, you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't always just trying to rap, like it was, you know, the melodies that y'all would be able to put in there, you know, like switching from rapping to a melody mid-verse, you know, and those things to me, like that really like sort of show the pedigree of an artist, where it ain't that you doing this and you don't know how to do it the other way, you know the other way, you know, like, but the other way ain't enough, you know what I'm saying, the other way don't satisfy, you know, you as an artist enough, you know, like you got to find your own unique way of doing it. And I think that really like lends to you having your own voice, you know, like one of the reasons whenever I've done projects, like I've always reached out to you and reached out to Rockhead is because y'all got your own unique voices, you know, besides the fact that y'all got your own unique stories, y'all got a very unique voice. So tell me, who are some of the artists that sort of inspired you to have that unique voice and to break out of some of the rules that like maybe typical older hip hop heads was more used to?
I think my answer and a lot of people's answer is Wayne. You know, like I feel like you said, he was a person who, you know, studied the game, and I think he said his favorite rapper Jay-Z, but you could tell he, you know, mixtape Wayne, he did whatever the fuck he wanted, and that what made him, you know, the biggest rapper at the time. And I think a lot of us took that formula and just shit, like probably subconsciously, and ran with it. But yeah, Wayne, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think like a new artist. And probably Chief Keef, for real.
Right.
Like, you know, like he ain't far from the most lyrical, but, you know, like I think what made him pop and what made him blow is, you know, nobody never seen that before, like.
Right.
You know, and he was pretty young, so I say those two.